Hey everybody, welcome to Shelf Life, the monthly series where I look at games I covered about 6 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And like all these recent months, we just have a ton to talk about, so let's get right to it and see which of them have shelf life. So starting with the crowdfunding corner, we're looking at Horror on the Orient Express. I had a great time with this game. I love the action system. I love the variety of thematic things you are doing. But it's also a big game, a long game, so will it be one that's a keeper in my collection once it finally delivers? I can't say for sure, but yes, I had a great time playing it. I think people who love thematic games are really going to enjoy this one. Next in crowdfunding was Aqua ROVE and ROVE Jr., the follow-ups to one of my favorite button shy games, ROVE. Aqua ROVE is just as meaty, just as crunchy, but with its own flavor as the original ROVE, and I adore it. And ROVE Jr. was fun because my 12-year-old did the playthrough on this one, and yeah, it's a blast, although clearly much simpler than the regular ROVE. But yeah, can't recommend this series enough. Any of them are a good jumping in point for kids or adults. ROVE is awesome. Then we had One Hit Heroes, a sort of Sentinels of the Multiverse-ish cooperative hero game where you're managing your aggro and other stuff and making really cool combos with your cards. I had a great time with this one too. Dang, this was an awesome month for crowdfunding games, at least for my taste. So yeah, One Hit Heroes, another one I strongly recommend. Next is Rome, The Fate of an Empire, which has actually, I believe, delivered to most people by now, although I have not played the final version. This is a historical sort of empire game, heavily inspired by Mage Knight, and it is very thinky and crunchy, so I had a good time with it. I know people who enjoy Mage Knight are also having a blast with this solo one. So yeah, if you want kind of a more complex game with tons of iterations of how you can use the cards in your hand, I think Rome, The Fate of an Empire is a great one to check out. And then, holy crud, Core of Discovery was this month too. This might be one of the greatest months of crowdfunding coverage of like games that I really enjoyed that I can remember. But yeah, this one is sort of like cooperative minesweeper adventure. You're trying to track down these special spaces and also fulfill these negative events. So it has like some Robinson Crusoe vibes in it as well. I had an awesome time with this one too. So yeah, big recommend basically for all 5 of these crowdfunding games. And again, one of them is already out. But let's get to the retail releases and see which games I kept and called. In the first group, we've got Hissy Fit, which was a cull for me. It's got adorable artwork. It's a very fun theme, but I felt the actual gameplay was a little random, a little push forward, 2 steps back, like you would do one thing and then a new card draw would mess it up. I don't know. It felt a little simplistic for me, but I think that's kind of the audience it's going for. It's a cute cat game. So Hissy Fit was, again, a cull. Then Kingdom Rush Elemental Uprising, the second core set for Kingdom Rush with the polyomino attacks. This was also a cull for me. I found it fine. I'm just realizing I don't like this version of polyomino play as much as I once did, but it's still a cool game if you do like sort of polyomino combat. I do think this one's slightly better than the original because I didn't like how the original had these units that would blow up your towers, so this one feels like it has a bit more permanence in the stuff you build up and how you level up. But yeah, this was another call, Kingdom Rush Elemental Uprising. Third in this group is Mage Knight. I'm going to call this one a full keep because Mage Knight is awesome. Now, I will say this is Peter's copy technically, but if he ever got rid of it, I would buy it from him because I want to always have access to this game. So again, I'm still calling it a keep. Yeah, what is there to say about Mage Knight? It has amazing combo play. It's crunchy. It takes a while. The rules can be a little hard to remind yourself of, but it's the best in the business for what it does. And yeah, it's funny that I covered this and Rome Fate of the Empire in the same month. But yeah, Mage Knight, we're calling it a keep. And then last one in this group is Sleeping Gods Primeval Peril. And this one is another call, although that's only because I finished it. And it kind of is like has maybe 1 or 2 good plays in it. I said it in this video, and I still think it's true. This is my favorite version of Sleeping Gods. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It avoids some of the flaws of both of the other ones. Both of them kind of have major, in my opinion, flaws when you get into the late game for different reasons. But Primeval Peril is quick and gets out of the way, and it's fun while it lasts. So that's another call, but a recommend if you like this series. Then going to the second set of release games, first is Harrow County, and I gotta say I had a blast with this one, mainly for competitive play. The solo is cool, but you're limited to one very kind of odd faction in this asymmetric game. I did prefer the competitive play, but yeah, this one is a keeper for me. I want to play it more with my kids. I want to get at some point the Fairfolk expansion so I can kind of expand the options of what you can do. Really cool action system, really cool kind of mix of ways, and yeah, the combat where you drop these cubes through like a little internal dice tower in the game box. Very interesting there. So like this one a lot. That's a keep. Harrow County. Next is Sherlock Solitaire, and this one was a call for me. Game is fine, but it doesn't have that many different scenarios. It doesn't have much variety in the play, so it did feel pretty samey as the game went on. But again, I think it's like maybe, I don't know, $10. It's not a very expensive one. It also is not very Sherlock Holmesy. Like, yes, it's kind of based on Sherlock Holmes stories, but you're not solving mysteries in an actual way. It's just like a matching game. So yeah, this one's okay, but it was a call for me. Sherlock Solitaire. Third in this group is Unreliable Wizard, and this is also a call, and this one hurt a little bit because I really wanted to love this game. It's a quick-playing solo game. It's got fun 8-bit art. It's got an interesting combat system, but I found the balance was way off. It was way too easy if you pursued certain strategies, and there was like nothing in the game that encouraged you to try different strategies out, so I did the exact same thing every playthrough, which is a bummer, because again, I did like the sort of core gameplay of it for at least the 2 plays that seemed interesting. See, Unreliable Wizard, definitely a call. And the final one for this month, one more call, is What Lies Beneath. This is a choose-your-own-adventure game with really cool, varied dice systems for resolving different tests. They have like sort of 3 main ways to do tests that each use the dice differently. I had a really good time with this one. It is a call, but that's only because it's a choose-your-own-adventure, and I think I got the best ending and a couple of other endings, and that was about what the game had to offer. So, yeah, definitely recommend for those choose-your-own-adventure fans out there. Again, the dice resolution systems are really neat, but What Lies Beneath is a call because I finished it, and that means only one keep for this group as well, Harrow County. So 2 games kept if you count Mage Knight being at Peter's house out of 8. Not too bad, I guess. And really the winners here, I think, are the crowdfunding games, because there are several that I'm super excited about. But let's get to the contest results and see which of you read my mind. So for Group 1, Mage Knight was the easy winner. 56% of you thought I would keep it. None of them was next, with 27. Then Kingdom Rush and Primeval Peril were about the same. And Hissy Fit, only 6% thought I would keep it. As for Group 2, none of them was the unfortunate winner, with 50%, and only 34% got Harrow County right. Still pretty good, about a third. Unreliable Wizard got 14. Sherlock Solitaire only 8. And What Lies Beneath only 4%. And we had 10 of you call this one exactly, including Michael Young, who is a Patreon supporter, so you get to double entries. So we're going to roll a D12, and these are our potential results. And here we go, and it's a 7, which means Michael Young does pull it out and get the win. So I'll be in contact soon about your free game. And everybody else, thanks for entering. Don't forget you can enter next month's contest in the video description. We'll see you at the next stop.